Welcome back to Small Caps. Today I'm speaking with Jeremy Robinson. He's the Managing Director of RareX. We've got some exciting news to talk with you today. ASX code is REE. Hi, Jeremy, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks, Kerry. Thanks for having us here today to explain, firstly, this deal with Shenghe Resources and also what else is going on at RareX for the first 2 quarters of this year.
You have been busy. Well, first up, before we talk about Shenghe Resources and what you've been doing there, let's just explain a little bit about who are RareX and what you've been doing in the space with your Cummins rare earth project over there in WA.
Yeah, certainly. Look, this company is relatively new in the rare earth space. For a year and a half now, we've been going. Did our first, our maiden drill campaign as RareX at Cummins Range in the second half of last year. And had quite a lot of success drilling out that deposit. We finished there in October, put out some quite spectacular numbers last October, November, sort of 100+ metre widths at plus 5% TREO. So really exciting numbers. During the off season, the wet season, if you will, we've been working hard to upgrade that resource from inferred to indicated and also expand the scope of it. So we've had a very busy sort of 12 months, and we haven't been resting during the Christmas break. Also had some metallurgical test work going on, which we'll push out in the first half of this year. But yeah, we've had a very, very quick and good start to life, and we look forward to more success this year.
Now, rare earths, just for those that don't understand, rare earths are actually pretty important at the moment, aren't they? If you could just explain the type of rare earths you've got and why they're important at the moment.
Yeah, look, rare earths are very much in the news at the moment. They've been important for, our modern society for the past 30, 40 years, but really coming into some notoriety at the moment because of their properties in magnets, in electric vehicles, wind turbines. They're very essential for the electrification revolution that's going on at the moment. So in every Tesla and every electric car and every wind turbine, there's quite a lot of rare earths. Specifically praseodymium, neodymium, and the ones we're focused on. They're the ones with extra special magnetic properties, which can drive these cars and really help us make the world much cleaner and greener. So we're very much focused on those two at the moment.
And the project that you've got, you're finding that they're quite high grades of the particular rare earths, yes?
Yeah, look, we contain about 22% NdPr content. That's the content that everyone looks for in your rare earth suite. So Mount Weld, Linus is about 23, 24% NdPr. Ours is about 22%, and they can range anywhere between 15 up to 25% NdPr. So we're very much at the upper end of the NdPr content within our rare earths, which is what you really look for, because they're the two metals that drive the economics of the project.
Fantastic. Okay, now are you currently drilling?
No, we finished our last drilling program in October. It's a bit wet up in the Kimberley at the moment, so we should be back out there end of March, start of April with an RC and diamond drill rig program, testing the resource at the edges and also at depth, targeting some primary mineralisation this year, which really could change the game of the project, really could show some depth extensions, which would open up the resource in the third dimension for us, which really could be quite exciting. So looking forward to getting out there in March, April this year.
Right. Well, the latest news that's come out, and this is quite big news, but there's some skepticism around it, which is that the Chinese rare earth giant Shenghe Resources have signed a non-binding MOU with you. Could you just explain a little bit about how that's come about and what that means for both you and also Shenghe?
Yeah, look, certainly. We've been lucky enough to execute an MOU with Shenghe Resources. It's non-binding at this point, but we plan on working hard to convert that to a binding agreement in the near future. They're a very, very reputable company in China. They're a non-SOE company. They're a company that stands on their own 2 feet. They've been involved in some very successful Western-listed companies. MP Materials is a $5 billion company listed in America, also involved in Greenland Minerals, $300-400 million company, which you could say Shenghe has been largely responsible for supporting that company since it was very small, and now it's chosen to work with us. We've been talking to Shenghe for over 12 months now on various matters. And just recently it's come up that they've sort of been looking for someone to partner with in the West to help them source rare earth concentrates globally to feed into their refining capacity, both in China and probably also in Southeast Asia, as I assume they intend to grow their business outside of mainland China and probably into Southeast Asia. So they've chosen to partner with us, possibly because we also have the chance to supply some concentrate to them as well. Down the line from Cummins Range, we'll need a place to put our concentrate, and Shenghe would be a likely place to put that. So we will source concentrates from third parties, and we potentially may use concentrate from Cummins Range as well. So it's been a longish dance, sort of 12 months now, but we got there quite quickly in the end. And we're now in dialogue quite often, and we look forward to working very cooperatively with them. So happy to have them on the team as well.
Now, some people will say, well, it's a non-binding MOU, that anything could happen, but you're fairly confident that that will move forward in a reasonably short space of time.
Look, that is very much what I anticipate. We've had very good dialogues with them so far. They're a very professional outfit. They have transacted in the West quickly before, with examples MP Materials and Greenland. We put in our release that we hope to move this forward to more of a binding type structure by April. So you'll see as the events unfold over the next few months, you hopefully see the market sort of react to this as a fully fledged binding alliance, a partnership between a very large company, well respected in that of Shenghe, and a smaller up-and-coming rare earth producer in RareX in Australia. So we will do the work to make these agreements stick, and we very much look forward to working with them on that front.
And from a shareholder point of view, Jeremy, why is that? How does that help from a shareholder point of view? For shareholders out there, why do you feel that it's an important step forward from a shareholder's point of view?
Look, rare earths is a tricky business at the best of times. It's always had its very wild swings in prices. Lynas is a success now, but it's had its back to the wall a couple of times. So one thing we understand is it helps to have a big brother in this sort of business, and we understand that Shenghe doesn't get much bigger than Shenghe, and they're very corporate and very mobile, and we believe they can help us grow our business. When the time comes, they can help us grow Cummins Range in terms of a production scenario. Potentially, they'll invite us to invest in some of their refining capacity in Southeast Asia when they do that. And they'll also help us grow our rare earth trading business as well. So we think it's a really good opportunity for RareX to position itself at various stages in the chain. So from mining, trading, and refining. So without someone like Shenghe in our corner, that would be very hard for us to achieve. So we think they're sort of a very good fit for us.
Are they actually going to be putting funding into RareX as part of the agreement? Talk about the agreement in a big...
Look, no, there's nothing specifically mentioned in that, and I don't think we would be able to anyway at this point in time with the way FIRB is. But there's nothing like that mentioned. We do have an understanding that we will invite them to look at our project when the time comes for finance, and there's a converse understanding there that we may be invited to participate in some of their refineries in Southeast Asia, but there's nothing concrete there at this point. The only thing that's concrete that we're working towards very quickly is establishing this rare earth trading company together. And from there, we'll hopefully see the relationship flourish, and possibly down the line in 2 or 3 years, they may invest in Cummins Range. We may invest in some of their operations. Who knows? But at this point, we're focusing on getting this rare earth trading company business going.
And what's the time frame for getting that rare earth trading company working? And is there a name for it?
No, we're working on it right now. We're taking advice from some of the bigger accountants in town as to where we should domicile this business: Singapore, Thailand, Australia. So we are working on it right now. I think it's something we can pull together within the next few months, but we just need to seek the advice on where we should put it for all sorts of purposes and all sorts of reasons. But I think it's something you'll see come to fruition very quickly.
Watch this space. Now, it would be
Indeed.
remiss of me to not talk about the copper gold joint venture with Kincora Copper, which is something else you've got here in New South Wales.
Yeah, that's right. We've still got our joint venture in New South Wales with Kincora Copper, the TSXV listed mob. They're doing some very good exploration there, having a fair bit of success, especially in the upper parts of their system. They're on the porphyry hunt down there, looking for Cadia lookalikes, very big copper gold systems, and they're having a lot of success. They still haven't nailed it, but just recently they mobilised a second rig, which tells me they're quite encouraged by what they're seeing. We stand by the phone daily, waiting for the phone call that we've found the big one, but as yet it hasn't transpired. But I'm sure they'll do it. It's just going to take a fair few dollars, and it's not RareX's dollars, so it's fine by me. I'm happy to sit back. 35% free carried when it comes in is a pretty good place for our shareholders to be.
Well, which is what I was just about to say. Can you just explain? It's a 35% free carry, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's a 35% free carry. So whatever they find, 35% is ours. We don't contribute until a pre-feasibility study is completed on anything they find. So I'm not sure how much they've expended since we farmed it out to them. It'd have to be over 5 million by now, but it's free carriers are a beautiful thing, really, for small companies. You can sit back and get the news when it comes, and you don't have to pay for it. So I'm pretty happy with it. And I'm also happy with the partner we have there in Kincora. They're extremely competent explorers, and I think they're doing an excellent job.
So probably some news coming out soon. And what news have shareholders can expect from you coming up in 2021?
Yeah, look, the main pieces of news are obviously getting back to drilling at Cummins Range. That'll be exciting. That'll be a month or two program commencing March, possibly April. Resource upgrade around the same time. Metallurgy in the first half of this year, feeding into a feasibility study. And also all the news that should flow from our new engagement with Shenghe, the formation of the trading company. Hopefully the trading company can transact on something, which would be an exciting piece of news to show the world that we are serious and we're working together. So should be a very busy first half of the year for us. And rare earth prices as well continue to go up quite strongly. So I think rare earth space might be a sector that just markets itself very soon, the way the prices are going. So look, we're very, very excited about the first half of this year.
Jeremy, I think you're absolutely right. I think rare earths and what's happening, I was saying this before to somebody that there are going to be winners and losers in 2021, and rare earths, in my opinion, and by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not quite sure, but I just think that you've just got to look at what Biden's doing and that whole green revolution that's coming up. I think rare earths is a very good space to be in. Have you got some thoughts on that, Jeremy?
Oh, look, that's exactly right. We've seen prices of all rare earths move up very strongly over the last 3 to 4 months. We're running into Chinese New Year where prices generally slow down, but they continue to accelerate. We're being told anecdotally that the factories are being told to work through Chinese New Year this year because demand is so high for neodymium and praseodymium. It's just something that shocked everyone. And yeah, look, prices have moved through the $70 a kilo NdPr. I think they're about 72 now, but don't be surprised if you see it north of 100 sometime soon. So we're very excited for the rare earth space, and I wish I was in production sooner, but so be it. We will continue to move down that path, and I suspect rare earths will not only be a story for this year, but it will be a story for this decade as well. So we will be there.
What was it? I'm just curious. What was it this time last year? Was it about 40, 50?
Yeah, look, rare earths has generally hung around the 40, 45 for quite a while now. It does have little spurts up occasionally, but this has been a sustained sort of push up around the $70, and you'll start to see a few players dusting off their feasibility studies because $70 is the price we all need to turn our projects on. So we're very excited about where the prices are right now.
Well, let's hope those prices continue, because every dollar up is, I guess, a dollar in the pocket. So that's nice to know. Jeremy Robinson, thanks for talking to Small Caps today. We look forward to seeing future news.
Thanks very much. Thanks for having us.